Hey there! If you're like most women over 40, you've probably felt that nagging back pain. You know, the one that shows up when you're picking up groceries, playing with the grandkids, or just trying to get through your morning yoga. Trust me, you're not alone. About 80% of women our age deal with back pain, but here's the thing. It doesn't have to be your new normal. Today, I'm sharing 6 game-changing exercises that have helped thousands of women just like you reclaim their strength and say goodbye to back pain. And stick around till the end because the last exercise, it's the secret weapon that changed everything for my clients. Let's get your life back on track, literally. Before we dive into these life-changing exercises, let's talk about why your back might be giving you trouble in the first place. You see, our backs are like the support beam of a beautiful house. They're carrying quite a load. As we age, especially after 40, things start changing. Those hormonal shifts during perimenopause and menopause, they can actually affect your bone density and muscle mass. And let's be honest, between taking care of everyone else, working, and trying to maintain a social life, our posture probably isn't winning any awards. Think of your back as a team of players working together. You've got your spine, the captain, your muscles, the defensive line, and your core, the secret MVP. When one player isn't performing well, the whole team struggles. That's why those random aches and stiffness start showing up. Now, I know some of you might be worried about exercising with back pain. Here's the amazing news. Research from Harvard Medical School shows that the right kind of movement is actually one of the best medicines for your back. But, and this is super important, if you're experiencing severe pain or have any diagnosed conditions, please check with your doctor before starting these exercises. Ready to transform your back health? Let's start with the first exercise, which is going to feel like a gentle awakening for those tired back muscles. Exercise 1, the modified cat-cow flow. Ladies, let me introduce you to what I call your back's morning coffee, the modified cat-cow flow. But wait, this isn't your regular yoga move. We're adding a special twist that makes it perfect for women our age, and here's why it works so well. You know that morning stiffness that makes you feel about 20 years older than you are? This movement is like pressing the reset button on your spine. Research from the Journal of Physical Therapy Science shows that this gentle flowing movement increases something called synovial fluid. Think of it as WD-40 for your joints. Here's how to do it perfectly. Start on your hands and knees. Let's call this your tabletop position. Place a folded towel under your knees if they need a little extra cushioning. Trust me, comfort is key here. Your hands should be right under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Now here's where the magic happens. As you breathe in, let your belly drop toward the floor, lifting your chest and tailbone. Imagine you're trying to look at the ceiling without crunching your neck. Feel that gentle stretch across your front? That's what we want. As you breathe out, do the opposite, round your spine toward the ceiling, like you're trying to make space between your shoulder blades. Tuck your chin slightly. Think about trying to look at your belly button. But here's the secret sauce that makes this different. Instead of just moving up and down, we're going to add tiny circles in each position. When your belly's dropped, make small, gentle circles with your hips, about the size of a golf ball. This targets those deeper back muscles that regular stretches just can't reach. The best part? This exercise is incredibly safe, even if you're just starting out. One of my clients, Susan, started with just 3 circles on each side, and within 2 weeks, she noticed she could reach down to tie her shoes without that familiar morning groan. Remember, this isn't a race. Move slowly, breathe deeply, and really feel each movement. If you notice any sharp pain, not just the normal stretch feeling, that's your body asking for a little less intensity. Quick form check. Keep your core gently engaged. Imagine you're holding a feather with your belly button. Don't let your elbows lock. Keep a tiny bend in them. If your wrists bother you, try making fists or using yoga blocks. Want to make it even more effective? Try doing this first thing in the morning before your feet even hit the floor. Just 2 to 3 minutes can set the tone for your entire day's back health. Exercise 2, the gentle bridge progression. Now that we've warmed up those back muscles, let's move on to what I like to call your back's best friend, the gentle bridge progression. But don't let the word bridge scare you. This isn't about turning into a gymnast, it's about building that crucial core stability that keeps your back happy all day long. A fascinating study from the University of Waterloo found that women over 40 who regularly performed bridge exercises reported a 47% reduction in chronic back pain within just 6 weeks. Why? Because this exercise targets your gluteal muscles, and something called your multifidus. Think of it as your spine's personal security team. Here's how to make this exercise work for you. Start by lying on your back, get comfortable, bend your knees, and place your feet flat on the floor, about hip-width apart. Your arms should rest comfortably at your sides, palms down. This is your safe space. Now, here's where most people get it wrong. They try to lift too high too soon. Instead, we're going to start with what I call the micro lift. Imagine there's a blueberry under your lower back, and you're just trying to make enough space not to squish it. That tiny movement activates exactly the right muscles. Once you've mastered the micro lift, usually takes about 3 to 4 sessions, we move to the next level. As you exhale, slowly peel your spine off the floor, starting with your tailbone, then your lower back, then your middle back. Think of it like stacking pearls on a string, one vertebra at a time. Here's the game changer tip that transformed this exercise for my client Martha. Think about gently squeezing a piece of paper between your knees as you lift. This engages your inner thigh muscles, which actually helps support your back even more. Safety, first checklist, keep your neck relaxed. Imagine holding a small peach under your chin. Your back shouldn't arch like a rainbow. We want a gentle slope. If you feel any pinching in your lower back, lower your lift height, breathe. Many women hold their breath without realizing it. Want to make it more challenging? Once you've mastered the basic lift, try holding at the top for a count of 3, then 5, then 8. One of my clients, Janet, started with just 5 bridges holding for 3 seconds each. Now she can do 15 with an 8-second hold, and her garden has never looked better. Remember, quality beats quantity every time. I'd rather see you do 3 perfect bridges than 10 wobbly ones. This is about building strength that lasts, not racing to the finish line. Exercise 3, the standing wall angel. Now we're moving into what I call the posture powerhouse, the standing wall angel. I know it sounds like something from a Christmas pageant, but trust me, this exercise is a miracle worker for those of us who spend hours hunched over phones, computers, or grandkids. The Journal of Orthopedic Medicine recently published something fascinating. Women over 40 who incorporated wall angels into their routines saw a significant improvement in their posture within just 4 weeks. Even better, they reported fewer headaches and upper back tension. That's because this exercise helps reverse what doctors call tech neck. You know, that forward head posture we all catch ourselves doing. Here's how to perform your standing wall angel. Start by standing with your back against a wall. Your heels should be about 6 inches away from the wall. Imagine you're wearing your favorite kitten heels. Your head, upper back, and tailbone should all be gently touching the wall. Don't worry if this feels strange at first. Most of us aren't used to perfect posture. Now bring your arms up to what I call the touchdown position. Elbows bent at 90 degrees, upper arms parallel to the floor. Your arms should be touching the wall too. If they can't reach the wall, totally normal. Step your feet a tiny bit further out. Here comes the magic part. Slowly slide your arms up the wall, like you're trying to make snow angel wings, keeping contact with the wall the whole time. It's completely normal if you can only move them a few inches at first. One of my clients, Patricia, could barely lift her arms at the start. Now she's doing full ranges and says her neck hasn't felt this good in 20 years. The secret sauce tips: keep your chin tucked slightly. Imagine holding a small orange between your chin and throat. Engage your core by gently drawing your belly button towards your spine. Focus on squeezing your shoulder blades together as your arms move. Breathe deeply. This helps maintain the correct ribcage position. Common challenges and solutions. If your shoulders feel tight, start with smaller movements. If your lower back arches off the wall, bend your knees slightly. If your neck strains, try placing a small folded towel behind your head. Here's a pro tip that changed everything for my client Diana. Try this exercise right after your morning shower when your muscles are warm and relaxed. She swears it's the reason she can now look over her shoulder while backing up her car without that familiar neck twinge. Remember, this isn't about hitting perfect form on day 1. Each time you do this exercise, you're essentially reprogramming years of forward-leaning posture. Be patient with yourself. Those muscles are learning a whole new way of working. Exercise 4, the supported bird dog balance. Let's move on to what I playfully call the multitasking master exercise, the supported bird dog balance. Now, if you're thinking, I can barely balance on 2 legs, let alone 1 arm and leg, don't worry. We're going to approach this differently than what you might have seen at the gym. Recent research from the Mayo Clinic revealed something incredible. This exercise activates over 30 different core muscles simultaneously. That's like getting your entire midsection support team to work together at once. For women over 40, this is particularly important because it helps protect our spine while strengthening those deep, stabilizing muscles that keep us steady on our feet. Here's your step-by-step guide to mastering this exercise. Start on your hands and knees, but here's our special twist. Put a sturdy chair next to you on your right side. This is your safety net, and trust me, even experienced exercisers love this modification. Make sure your hands are directly under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. I like to tell my clients to imagine balancing a cup of their favorite tea on their back. This helps keep everything nice and level. Now, instead of lifting opposite limbs right away, like traditional bird dogs, we're going to break this down into phases. Think of it like learning to drive. You don't start on the highway. Phase 1, what? The hover. Simply lift your right hand just half an inch off the floor. Keep that left hand firmly planted. Hold for 3 seconds, then lower. That's it. Do this 5 times. You'll feel those core muscles waking up already. Phase 2. The leg lift. Once you're comfortable with the hand lift, try lifting just your left knee slightly off the floor. Imagine there's a piece of paper under it that you're trying not to crumple. The chair is there if you need to touch it for balance. Phase 3. The combination. Only when phases 1 and 2 feel solid do we put them together. Lift that right hand and left knee simultaneously. Hold for 2 to 3 seconds, then lower with control. Remember, the goal isn't to lift high, it's to stay stable. My client Barbara started with just phase 1, using the chair for support. She was frustrated at first, but after 3 weeks of practice, she was doing full bird dogs without the chair. Now she's teaching her granddaughter how to do them. Troubleshooting tips. If your wrists bother you, try making fists or using yoga blocks. Keep your gaze down between your hands, not forward. This helps your neck. If you feel wobbly, that's actually good. Those little balance adjustments are strengthening your core. Breathing pattern. Exhale as you lift, inhale as you lower. If you're having a day where balance feels challenging, we all have them. Keep your toe or finger touching the ground instead of fully lifting. You're still getting 80% of the benefit. Remember, this exercise isn't about looking graceful. It's about building that deep core stability that keeps your back happy during everyday activities. One of my clients laughed when she realized she was using these same muscles to pick up her grandkids' toys without back pain. Exercise 5, the gentle back release. Let's talk about what I consider the tension melter. The gentle back release. This exercise is particularly special because it combines stretching and strengthening in a way that's perfect for our changing bodies. You know how sometimes you wake up feeling like your back is holding on to every bit of stress from the last decade? Well, researchers at Johns Hopkins found that this type of gentle movement can actually help release muscle tension while building strength. And that's exactly what we need after 40 when our muscle elasticity naturally starts to change. Here's your roadmap to mastering this movement. Start by lying on your side. Yes, just like you're taking a little rest. Place a small folded towel under your waist for support. Your bottom leg can be straight or slightly bent for comfort, while your top leg should be bent at about 90 degrees, foot flat on the ground in front of your bottom leg. Think of it as making the number 4 with your legs. Now here's where the magic happens. Place your top arm across your chest, hand resting on your opposite shoulder like you're giving yourself a little hug. Your bottom arm can rest comfortably along the floor. The movement phase. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, imagine you're trying to look over your top shoulder, allowing your upper body to gently rotate backward. But here's the key. Keep your bent knee pressed into the floor. This creates what physical therapists call segmental rotation, which is fancy talk for rotating just the parts that need it. My client Rachel had a breakthrough moment with this exercise. She'd been struggling with morning stiffness for years until she started doing this movement. It's like wringing out a wet towel, she says, but for your spine. Important safety notes. Only rotate as far as feels comfortable. No pushing through pain. Keep breathing deeply. Oxygen helps release tight muscles. If you feel any sharp pain, come out of the position slowly. Start with 5-second holds and gradually work up to 15 to 20 seconds. The secret progression. Once you're comfortable with the basic movement, try this advanced variation. As you rotate back, imagine there's a string attached to your top shoulder, gently pulling it toward the ceiling. This creates a diagonal stretch that targets those hard-to-reach middle back muscles. A helpful tip from my client Susan. I imagine I'm trying to peek at something interesting on the wall behind me, but not quite reaching it. That keeps me from pushing too far. Real-life benefits. This exercise is particularly helpful for morning stiffness, after-work tension, post-gardening tightness, computer-related back strain. One of the most beautiful things about this movement is how it adapts to your body's needs each day. Some days you might find you can rotate further, other days less, and that's perfectly normal. Listen to your body. It's giving you important feedback. Remember, consistency beats intensity every time. My client Patricia started with just 3 rotations on each side, holding for 5 seconds. Now she does it twice daily and says she hasn't needed to see her massage therapist in months. Exercise 6, the standing core integration. Ladies, we've reached what I consider the crown jewel of back strengthening, the standing core integration. This exercise brings together everything we've learned, but with a brilliant twist that makes it perfect for real-life movements. You know, like reaching for that top shelf or picking up your grandkids? Recent studies from the Journal of Women's Health show that integrative standing exercises can reduce back pain by up to 58% in women over 40. Why? Because we're training our bodies the way they actually move in real life, standing up and moving in multiple directions. Here's how to perform this game-changing exercise. Start by standing with your feet hip-width apart, about an arm's length from a wall. Think about standing tall, as if you're trying to peek over a garden fence. Now, place a small, soft ball, like a tennis ball, between your lower back and the wall. This ball becomes your movement guide, your personal back coach, if you will. The movement pattern. Imagine you're standing in the center of a clock. The ball against your back is going to trace tiny circles, starting at 12 o'clock and moving clockwise. These circles should be about the size of a quarter. We're going for quality over quantity here. As you move, the ball gently massages those tight back muscles while teaching them to work together. The secret technique. Here's what makes this exercise truly special. We're adding arm movements. As your back traces those small circles, reach your arms forward at shoulder height, then open them wide like you're going to give someone a hug. This creates what physical therapists call a cross-body integration pattern, which is exactly what we need for everyday activities. My client Elizabeth, a retired teacher, had an amazing discovery with this exercise. She'd been struggling to pick up her young grandchildren without back pain. After 3 weeks of practicing this movement, she noticed she could lift them with confidence because her entire core was working as a team. Essential form tips: keep your knees softly bent, no locked joints. Breathe naturally. Don't hold your breath. If you feel wobbly, start with the ball movement only, then add arms. Think about keeping your shoulders relaxed even as your arms move. Progression guide. Week 1, master the back circles. Week 2, add arm movements. Week 3, try it with eyes closed, near the wall for safety. Week 4, add small knee bends. This exercise is particularly powerful because it trains your back in all the ways it needs to move throughout your day. Whether you're reaching for groceries, playing with pets, or working in your garden, you're preparing your body for smooth, pain-free movement. A special tip from my years of teaching: try this exercise right before activities you know might challenge your back. One of my clients does it before her weekly grocery shopping and another before babysitting her grandkids. They both report feeling more confident and stable in their movements. Bonus section. Your 4-week back transformation plan. Since you've stayed with me through all 6 exercises, I want to share something special. A complete 4-week plan that brings everything together. This isn't just another workout routine, it's a sustainable approach designed specifically for women over 40 who want to build back strength while honoring their body's needs. Week 1, foundation building. Start your mornings with the cat-cow flow for 2 minutes, followed by 5 gentle bridges. In the evening, practice the wall angel for 3 to 5 repetitions. Remember, this week is about learning the movements and establishing proper form. Think of it as teaching your body a new language. Week 2, building confidence. Add the supported bird-dog balance to your morning routine starting with phase 1. Continue with cat-cow and bridges, but now hold your bridges for 3 to 5 seconds at the top. End your day with the side-lying spine release, holding for 15 seconds each side. Week 3, integration. This is where the magic happens. Your morning routine now includes all movements, but focus especially on the standing core integration. Practice it before activities you know might challenge your back. You'll start noticing how your improved strength translates into daily life. Week 4 and beyond. Mastery. By now, you're ready to flow through all exercises with confidence. Create a sequence that works best for your schedule, aiming for at least 15 minutes of mindful movement daily. Listen to your body. Some days might call for more gentle approaches, others for more challenging variations. Success tips? Stay hydrated throughout the day. It helps keep your spinal discs happy. Move regularly. Set a timer to stand up every hour. Apply these movements to daily activities. Think about your posture while cooking, gardening, or playing with grandkids. Closing segment. You've just learned 6 powerful exercises that can transform your back health. But remember, this journey is uniquely yours. Some days you'll feel like a warrior, others you might need more gentleness, and that's perfectly okay. What matters is consistency and self-compassion. I'd love to hear about your experience with these exercises. Which one resonated with you the most? Drop a comment below and share your story. You might just inspire another woman to start her own back health journey. Next week, I'll be sharing specific modifications for these exercises to help with sciatic pain, so make sure you're subscribed to catch that video. Your back has supported you through decades of life's adventures. Now it's time to return the favor. Remember, you're not just building a stronger back, you're investing in a future of comfortable, confident movement. Here's to standing tall and living life fully at any age. Want more personalized guidance? Join our Facebook community Strong Women, Strong Backs, where we share daily tips and support each other on this journey. The link is in the description below. Stay strong, stay motivated, and I'll see you in the next video.